everyone, welcome back to another Mia's Bookshelf video. This week is a writing vlog. So the goal of this is to begin restructuring my novel. This is very ambitious, but I would love to have the first draft done by August, which I don't think is going to happen. But hopefully if I plot it out enough, it'll work, you know? So we'll see. But first, I'm gonna get started by reading a chapter of the Fantasy Fiction Formula, which is my current book, and then do the writing exercises in there, and then get set up. So, yeah. Ooh, character design. This will be fun. So now I'm going to chat about my main writing projects while I get ready for the day. So my main writing project is a fantasy story about this girl who wants to become a blacksmith because she doesn't want to be a human. And so basically you can go through this transformation thing if you prove that you're worthy of being a fairy creature. And so the main way that you do that is by competing in this competition and winning an apprenticeship. And then once the master of the guild declares that you are worthy, you've completed your training or whatever, then you can become a fae. It's kind of similar to, it's the Margaret Rogerson book. It's not a Sorcery of Thorns. It's about a raven, or the guy who is a raven, where the girl wants to do that. She's the artist or whatever. So right now I'm in the process of restructuring and re-outlining it because I realized that I had too many story events for it to make sense to all be in one book. So I knew I wanted to have it be at least a duology anyway, but I didn't have a plot for the second book. So the first half of the book, well, what was originally just going to be actually 3 or 4 chapters of the book, is now going to be the entire first book. And then the part that was going to take up the majority of the first book is now going to be the second book. I don't want to give away too much information because my story idea is not copyrighted, and so I don't want people to steal it. And then my mystery novel is a historical fiction murder mystery set at Christmas. And Bernadette, the main character, reunites with her childhood best friend. But then Edward, the best friends, one of his servants is murdered. And so they set out to solve that mystery together. It is Saturday, and I started this video on Tuesday. But I did start my outline. So right now what I'm doing is just kind of getting down all the things that I want to happen in my book and kind of the main points that connect them. And then later I'm going to go in and add in the scenes and the actual details of how to get to that point. And then actually start writing and adding in all the world building and the characters and everything, which I'm super excited for. I also don't think I ever really talked about the history of this. So I started formulating the idea for this book in my junior year. So I've been working on this baby for almost 2 years now. No, almost 3 years, which is crazy. Am I that old? Yeah, I am that old. Right before my junior year started. So I was 16, I'm 19 now. And it has changed and taken on a lot. But really the one thing that stayed the same is the competition element and who my main character wants to become. There's also one character that is definitely going to be in the second book, but I'm trying to figure out how much he needs to be in the first book for the second book to make sense. And also how much of the villain's backstory I want to include. Raining again. It's been raining all week where I live, which is so fun. But anyway, right now I'm roughly 2/3 of the way through. Maybe not even that much. Maybe like 4/7 seems more accurate. I have like most of the competition and like lots of like classroom like training type scenes, Divergent, Hunger Games, Throne of Glass style, and then different trials like breaking up the narration to make it interesting with lots of like little incidents. And then someone keeps like breaking and entering into the main character's stuff, and so she's trying to figure out who that is along the way, as well as trying to like pass her classes. So I think that'll be fun. So I obviously need to go in and clean it up a lot, but my little notes to myself I think are really funny. Gotta do something to keep me entertained. I literally hate outlining. It's fun to see the story come together, but just the process kind of takes a while. So. I'm gonna go in and add in my notes. So like all the world building, like when each world building point needs to take place, in correlation with each plot point, and what we need to learn about each character with each plot point. And then probably call that good for the day. I would love to start writing this within the next 2 weeks, because I know everything. I just need to get it down, so I'm not trying to figure out what goes where as I'm actually writing it. One of my favorite parts about writing is, I think, creating different scenarios for my characters to be placed in, and then like brainstorming what I would do in that situation. Because all of my characters have a little bit of me in them, and I think for them to feel authentic, I think that's what needs to happen. You have to put yourself in your character's shoes, and what would I do if I was this character, if I thought this way, if I spoke this way, and really just like create their own space in your head for them. I am going to actually switch the story I'm working on, because I have two. I have my full story, I think I mentioned this actually. I have my full story, and then I have my novella that I'm working on, my historical fiction murder mystery. So I'm gonna work, that was a big crow. Cows. I am going to work on my murder mystery right now. Hawker. I knew that. I'm so into you. Oh my gosh. Well, come on. Slime me. Sounds like Ronald. CPI. I forgot what that means. I don't want 1,000 pounds. I just want 1 pound. So 1 pound a week would be like how much I make in a week. Okay, I know that's 1 pound. 100 pence to the pound. So if you got 50 pence a week, that would be about $50 a week. A pound a day, that needs to be changed. So it'd be about roughly $12.13 a day. That seems legit. Okay. Okay, so an egg. Wow, she's a bit foamy on the crumpet, isn't she? Blimey. Oh, that's interesting. Blotto. We goes where we wishes, we is as free as fishes, sure beats washing dishes, what? Really? Huh. What a fine life, carrying the... Stupid neighbor. Okay. Okay, if it's half of a shilling, and a British, whoa. All that work for one sentence where it's probably not even gonna matter. I'll probably get cut out. I'm gonna cry. Look, just go and get her. Eat like an Edwardian. Ah, Bernadette, shall we go in? Mr. Collins silently opened the doors and the group traipsed in to a bounty of roast pork, vegetables, and gossip. Bernadette was, unfortunately, seated across from Edward and had the opportunity of entertaining his conversation all evening. Why do I keep making them interact? I just want them to kiss already. Bernadette. Oh, I'd love to be published by Goodreads or Wednesday. I know it's using a significant memory. Shut up. Am I getting ahead of myself? Yeah. Okay. That's good for today. On this run through of the story, I am trying to make it more faith-based. So originally it was just a fantasy novel. But this time I'm trying to work in how can I work in elements of Christianity and like a faith journey through this. How can my character become more Christ-like as she goes through these challenges? It's really fun to try and figure out how to work this through a faith lens this time and not just through like a storytelling fantasy lens. So when I was asking Brie about how to make this vlog interesting, she mentioned like explaining your writing style and like favorite tropes and stuff to write. So in my fantasy novel, there's hidden identities, there's making your family, embracing the family that you already have, there's only one bed, rivals to lovers, love triangle. I'm very excited. There's slight chosen one vibes, but not like Harry Potter. She doesn't embrace her chosen oneness. So I'm kind of done with writing for the day because my brain is going like 50 million different places and I can't get it to focus on anything. Thank you for watching my writing vlog. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you next week with another video. Bye.